slide, and then what is our key message they want to present. For example, what are the data that we have? It is a graph, yeah, the graph, or you can see the visual, yeah, that basically to represent the message they want to convey to our audience. Okay, and then we'll do the rehearsal, yeah. So we get the participant to basically prepare the slide, and then the demo the rehearsal, 2 minutes demo. Okay, and then from 12 p.m. we have the module 7, step 6 called deliver. Yeah? Deliver with confidence. Yeah. How do we practice? Yeah. How do we practice? We do the around 1 minute impact opening, and then we do a live micro presentation, and then the peer feedback in terms of our style, our presentation style. Okay, that is basically the course outline for today. Okay, this is basically a 4 hours training. Yeah. Okay, then for this, what is our training module? What is our learning objective? Yeah, for this training module, for 6 steps of preparing high impact presentation. The learning objective is that at the end of the session, the participant, okay, will be able to state the 6 steps of preparing a high impact presentation without referring to the training material. That is the learning objective for today. So keep this in mind, yeah, our learning objective, so that we can, at the end of the session, be able to basically prepare the presentation material, and then do the rehearsal, the practice, and then deliver the presentation. Okay. So this is our what's called the session plan for today. Yeah. So for the today session plan, as I mentioned earlier, the agenda for the course outline from 9:10 to 9:15 we have the module 1, which is basically the overview of the 6 steps. Okay. Then also at the end of the session, we know the overall what call it the scheme of things for this pack. And then the activity will do what call group discussion, yeah, and then we're using our what call it our whiteboard, yeah, and also our PowerPoint in terms of the presenting the training module. Okay, and then we have the Q&A at the end of the session. And then from 9:15 to 9:45, we'll cover the module 2, which is basically step 1. In this case, it's define the presentation objective. In this case, the learning objective is to ensure participants start with clarity and purpose, yeah, of presenting the topic. And then the activity of this one, crafting the 1-sentence objective for sample topic. Okay, we'll do the rehearsal later in terms of what are the topic to be presented, and then we'll have a guided discussion on the matter. And then from 9:45 to 10:15, we'll do the module 3. It's basically a step 2. And step 2 is to know your audience. Yeah. And then in this case, the learning objective is to enhance the relevant connection and the message that are getting to the audience. And then the activity will do the audience persona building. In this case, do a quick message adaptation exercise. Okay. And then we'll do the role play, yeah, so that it will be more interesting in terms of the participating in this training program. Okay. And then at 10:15 to 10:45, we have the half an hour tea break. Okay. Then after the tea break, we start the module 4. It's basically a step 3 structure your content. Okay. And then in this is a critical step where the learning objective is to help participants organize ideas, yeah, into a logical and persuasive flow. Then we do the activity into content, the structuring workshop, okay, and participant to drive a mini outline. Okay. And then 11:15 to 11:45, we'll do the module 5, which is basically step 4. Step 4 is a design visual that enhance but not distracting the audience. Okay? In this case, the learning objective is to build competency in creating visual that reinforce the message. Okay. In this case, the activity slide transformation challenge, how do we then, from the cluttered slide, how do we transform the slide into a clean slide? Okay. Then we do the peer evaluation session. Okay. And then we start after that at 11:45 to 12:15. We do the module 6, which is the step 5. We do a rehearsal. Okay. And then in this case, how do we strategically do a rehearsal? And then the learning objective for this is ensure delivery is smooth, confident, and memorable. And we'll do a 3-minute rehearsal drill where we'll do the feedback after that. Okay. And then at the end of the module 7, 12:15, before we stop at 12:45, we have step 6, which is basically a deliver. Yeah. We deliver with confidence for the step 6, and then just conclude our training program for today. And then in this case, we also do the live micro presentation and the peer feedback. Okay. So, any question on our program for today? No? Okay, good. Later we'll use the whiteboard to basically to present our ideas, yeah, and how to prepare the slide. Okay, all right. So okay, that is basically the overall program lesson plan. So we'll start now. We start. Yeah. I think before we start, I want to take a break, or we can continue. Okay, continue. Okay. Before we let me check first the video. Yeah. Okay, good. Right. So, okay. Now with the module 1 overview, understanding the high impact discussion. So what are the characteristics of the 6-step overview discussion? Okay. And the key topic for the module 1 is basically to understand what are the characteristics, okay, and why the structure matters. And then we also overview the 6 essential steps. Yeah. We have to remember this one: define, know, structure, design, rehearse, and then deliver. Okay. And then also from we need to have a mindset shift. Mindset shift from information dump to basically outcome driven message. That is very important. Okay. Okay. So the overview of the 6 steps. So step 1 is basically define. Yeah, define. What do we mean by define? Define is basically define our objective, defining the outcome versus the intention, understanding why the presentation exists. Okay. So basically, before we prepare the pack, we need to know why do we have to present. Okay. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this presentation is for the project progress update, for example, or is this the purpose of this pack is basically to get supplementary budget, okay, for the activity, yeah, or is it for the tendering procurement project, yeah. So knowing the objective, it's much easier for us to then prepare our pack, okay. And then we also need to identify the action-oriented objective. For example, is this for you need to inform, or is this for to persuade, to motivate, or to influence? Yeah, the committee, yeah, what I call it, the high leadership management for any decision we make. Okay. Then the step 2 is basically know your audience. Okay. In this case, the key topic is that we need to know our audience demographic and psychographic. Yeah. Because, for example, for Alex, for example, yeah, you want to present to your society, what call it, committee, for example. Yeah. So we need to know who is the audience in that committee. Okay. Who is the chairman? Who is the secretary? Who is the treasurer, for example? Okay. So that you can tailor to each need of the members, so that they can also basically inform what you want to present. Okay. Then they can make the decision or the action after your presentation to the committee. Okay. And then we need to know what is the pain point. Yeah. What is the expectation of the audience. Yeah. And then what are their decision making style. That is so important. Yeah. So when they listen to our presentation and they look at our visual, wow, this is something that, for example, is basically coming to their heart. Yeah. And then from there, well, okay, this is something that I need to approve this security budget for to make the project successful. Yeah. This, for example, that kind of know the audience. And then we need to also do the tailoring tone, data type, and also the storytelling format. Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Hari, what do you mean by tailoring tone?
Tailoring tone means that in terms of our tonation, yeah, we need to tailor. For example, when we want to stress the fact, how do we then tailor our tone? We want to basically create the emotional attachment. How then we basically our voice intonation. Yeah, that is basically the tailored tone to suit each of the team member or committee members. Okay, this question about Martin. Yeah. All right. Then the third step, also critical in our presentation pack preparation, is that structure. Yeah, structure the content. Okay. In this case, we use the three-part flow. We have the opening, yeah, opening of the message. We have the body, and then the closing. Yeah. In this case, we need to do the key, the message mapping from the key message. Yeah. How do we have the supporting evidence? For example, like we have the graph, the trending, yeah, to show the issues, to show the problem, yeah, and also what are the evidence to support that? Okay, and then from that we are using this framework. For example, problem statement, from problem statement, solution, and the impact. So we have the storyline, yeah, that basically cover the whole pack from the starting from the problem statement, what is the solution that we have, yeah, and then what is the impact from the solution or from the decision. Okay, so this is the step 3 under structure the content. Okay, all right. Then we'll do design the high impact visual. Okay, in this case, how we're using the slide design principle in terms of the simplicity, yeah, contrast, spacing, what font to use, and what are the hierarchy, yeah, so that when the audience see our pack, we don't have the sort of like many statement, yeah. We present by visual because pictures show a lot of stories. Because we don't want the audience to read through our statement. Yeah. And they want to listen what we want to say about the slide, for example, so that the message can get through effectively to the audience. Okay. And then we're using the visual and the chart, icon, yeah, or image, and then diagram. Okay. So it's more powerful, impactful. And then we need to also avoid any clutter or cognitive overload that overload the audience. Okay. And then again, the concept of storytelling with visual. Okay, that is where the design step under step 4 is critical. Okay. And then we do the rehearsing. Rehearse, in this case, how do we rehearse strategically? How do we do the technique